We're here today with Jason with RPM Machine in Sturgis, South Dakota. Jason, how you doing today?
Doing good, good.
So what's the plan for today?
So today we're probably just going to be boring and honing the block.
Okay.
And making sure that we've got all the parts and stuff that we need.
Okay.
And I'm going to let you do all the work.
Ah,
I'll just supervise.
awesome. I've always wanted to learn to do this, so this is cool. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate this.
You bet. So we got to set up the gauges.
Okay.
We got to measure the piston. I don't know what you want to film or not. I'll go through it before we do it.
Well,
So we need to measure this piston, verify sizes,
okay.
and then we're going to set up the gauge. This is
Okay.
a dial bore gauge. So we're going to set this up. That's going to tell us our inside diameter
Okay.
of this cylinder, and we'll set it up so that we know when we're at the finished size.
Okay.
Okay. And the piston's going to tell us what the skirt size is,
Okay.
and then they have what they call a skirt clearance.
Okay.
And the skirt clearance is how much distance is between the piston skirt and the cylinder wall.
Okay.
And the skirt, we add the skirt clearance to the piston, and then that's what our finished bore size is.
Okay.
So we're going to do this first.
Okay. Okay. So so what are we using as far as micrometers and things of that nature to? Okay. Okay, now I haven't used one of these since high school.
Okay. I'll measure it just so that you see it.
Okay.
So we're measuring, these tips are very hard and they're very sharp,
Okay.
so you don't want to scratch the piston.
Right.
So when you come down on it, you always want to be bigger than the actual
Bigger
size.
than its size.
And we're going for the dots. So
Okay.
you got a dot here,
It's got a dot
and a
on the
dot
other
there,
side.
which is, these are coated pistons. They have a coating on them,
You see the Teflon?
and this dot doesn't have a coating on it. Usually this is a quarter of a thousandths thick, the
Okay.
coating is. So if we didn't have the dots, then we would subtract that coating.
Okay.
But so we have the dots, so we're gonna come in on the gauge, make sure we're squared up here, and this has a clutch on it.
Okay.
So you always want to rock it, make sure that you're square on the
Square.
piston as best you can because it's round. And so right now we're 3" 9, 53. 3" 9, 53. And then when you come off of it, you want to
Back it off.
and then come up,
Okay.
just so you don't damage the piston.
Okay.
And if you want to do that for your video or whatever, then
Yeah, absolutely. And where's the box of other pieces? Or do you
put all
want-
your other pistons here.
Okay. So we want to just get a measurement on all of them and make sure that they're identical?
Yep. All wrapped in plastic here,
And they- all wrapped in plastic, they've all got the wrist pin inside, also wrapped in plastic. You're faster at that than I am. Okay, so we're going to back off and be bigger than the piston. We're going to come in to the center of the dots. We're going to use the clutch. Bring it. Center of the dots. Okay, and we've got not quite level. Okay, so I'm seeing 9.5, so that'd be 9.5, and then 1, 2, 3.
Looks like you're still a little loose.
I'm
You
still
might
a
be a
little
half
loose.
thousandths big there. Be above 3. You want to wiggle it while you're pulling down the clutch, just so you know you're squared on it.
I don't feel like I'm squared.
And then your hand.
Back it off just a little bit. There. Right there it is. It just went square on me. 3,953.
Okay.
Identical to the other one.
Perfect.
Okay. There's 2.
As you get them, you want to just put them back in the box here so you don't find them twice.
Okay.
And then protect it.
Figured my shaky hands would be enough to wiggle this thing, but it's not just working out that way. 3,953, but this one's measuring just wee under. There it is. I wiggled it too much and got it where it wasn't quite dead center of the dots. 3,953. Now, when you're dealing with Eagle, do they generally do a lot of this precision measurement and stuff like that before?
The pistons are from Icon, and they're usually really close.
Okay.
You might get a tenth or something a little bit bigger, but typically they're
Really accurate.
right on the money.
And I want to mention that our sponsor of this video is Eagle Specialty Products. They supplied the crankshaft, they supplied the rods, Icon supplied the pistons, and I guess they work very closely with Icon. Yeah, I see what you mean about rocking it. Last one. Looks like these things are all right on the money. Oops. Trying not to bump things. I see what you mean about that Teflon coating. If you wander off of this just a little bit, it changes your measurement. And 3,953. Very carefully try to get this up to the camera so we can see what I'm talking about. 3,953.
Okay. Now I'm just going to typically how I do it. Other people do it differently. Everybody does. But my dad always said 10,000 ways to do the same thing.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing in the electrical trade.
Yeah. So we're gonna just do this the way that I usually do it, and everybody can do it their own way too. So I always write down what we got: 3" 9, 3" 953 on the piston, and then so these are general guidance or general clearance guidances.
Okay.
For this is ring gap. This one. Minimum clearance 3,500.
3,500.
So that's what I was telling you about in your skirt clearance between the skirt of the piston and the cylinder wall.
Okay.
So we have 3" 953 on the pistons. We're going to add 3,500.
Okay.
And this is going to give us our final size.
Final bore size.
3" 9,565.
3,965. Okay.
So we go back here, 3" 9, 5, 6 and a half. gauge to that.
Okay.
Down so it don't roll off. And we've got this lock. This is a lock,
Okay.
so it stays where it is. It won't move. Or
Okay.
shouldn't move. And so we're gonna multitask with our fingers here. So we're gonna bring this dial down to 0.
Okay. Real quick, grab the camera out of here. Okay. Right there's 0.
So we still got to do some fine adjustment here to
Okay.
lock it in. Okay, so we're a little over half thou. So move this. And we're there.
Okay.
At 0.
So that's zeroing the gauge then.
Yep. Now this
And that gives us-
what our size of the bore is. And when you put this in, I always put it this side. This is your static side.
Right?
This is the dynamic side.
Okay.
This moves. So I always put this in first and then come into the gauge this way.
Roll it in.
Yep. So that's going to tell us that we're to the 40 over pistons. Is that right?
Yep, they are 40 over pistons.
Okay. So this is just going to tell you when you're rocking your gauge back and forth, you're looking for your high side on the gauge.
Okay.
So we'll
Right
see
there's-
more information on that when we're honing it, but you'll get a feel for it, where your maximum size is. Because if you go too far, it goes down. You go too far this way, it goes down. So that's exactly where the size of the cylinder is right there.
Okay.
So this hangs here. We're gonna get the block set up. You set the shoes or the guides that hold this all together.
Okay.
And we got to put this at 1/1000th. So
Okay.
we're going to give it 1/1000th clearance so it's not too tight. And these so I need, this tells me the distance between that surface and where I want to be, so this is telling me that I got 15 thousandths that I need to make up.
Okay.
And I want to be at 1/1000th, so I need 14 thousandths worth of shims here. So that's a 15. That's an 11. That's 1. And 3. So we're a little tight there. And go to a 2. Might be a little bit loose, but that's okay. That's 8. And I put a 7 in there. That's how we set that up.
And this is how you set up the diameter of your hone.
Yep.
Okay.
These are diamond stones.
Okay.
So these are very aggressive, and they'll hone that cylinder off pretty quickly.
Okay.
This piece right here, what it does is it backs these stones off. You can see these little feet.
Right.
These push out against the stones, and that makes it cut.
Okay.
The pressure of it. And we back it off and we tighten it with this. So this is clockwise. It's
Okay.
tightening it. And counterclockwise loosens it.
Okay.
So we're just gonna get a rough feel for where the stones are hitting. And we're gonna tell that that's approximately 40 thousandths.
Okay.
So we're just setting this here so we can have a sight gauge.
Okay.
As this is cutting, it's going to turn, and as we go down, we'll be checking it, but we'll also be measuring the cylinder. We just don't want to get a lot of heat into it.
Okay.
So we're going to back that off, and we're going to measure the cylinder bore length, which is about 5.5.
Okay.
We're at the top of the stroke. So this hone head goes up and down like this, and where we're measuring now is we want to make sure that the hone head is all the way at the top of the stroke.
Okay.
And then we're going to set the length of the stroke. Here, there's a little line
Little
right there.
Pointer up there.
And then a little gauge.
And then you lock it down.
And then this raises and lowers the block.
Okay.
So just to start out, we're gonna go right here. It's about that height.
Okay.
Do another turn. So that gives us a gauge as to where to set it initially, but we also want to check it to see how it's cutting.
Right.
So you want overstroke. This is overstroke,
Okay.
where the cutting
Stones come above the
Yep.
piston deck.
and they'll also go below.
Okay.
If you don't have overstroke, you get a shaped cylinder. You either get a cone shape or a shape like this.
Or a funnel.
Yep.
Okay.
Or also you can get a barrel shape if you're not overstroking at all. So it's very important to know how it's cutting.
Okay.
We're going to measure it also to see the shape of the cylinder.
Okay.
This is a little bit older of machine. New ones now with digital readouts and stuff like that, but I don't have the money for that kind of stuff.
Feel you there.
Yeah, those are pretty expensive. So it's pretty simple.
Okay.
So you don't want to start with this tight
Right.
because the stones are up against the cylinder wall. You don't want to start with it tight, so you want to bring it off a little bit. We're at 40 here, so we're just going to come off just a little bit.
Okay.
By pushing this back, starts the engine or starts the motor.
Starts your oil running. You probably want to make sure the cylinder's got plenty of oil before you start honing.
Yep, this is honing oil. This tells you where you are in relationship to the center of the cylinder.
Okay.
So your liquid you want to be in the center. That also gives you a nice parallel for your cutting head.
Okay.
And then to get it to rotate, you pull this slowly towards you.
Okay.
You want to make sure you don't crash the first time. If that is set up incorrectly and it drives it down and hit the bottom of the web main or something like that and breaks your stones,
Yeah. I imagine those stones are probably pretty spendy.
Yeah. So we're gonna slowly come into it, and then this will ratchet itself. You'll hear it.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, it'll move by itself. And then this tells you generally the shape of the cylinder.
Okay.
So what you're seeing here is called a load meter, but what it's doing is it's telling you where the pressure is.
Right.
So as this is cutting down, at the bottom of the stroke, this light comes on.
Okay.
Absolute bottom. So this is getting tighter at the bottom of the cylinder.
Okay.
So what that means is it's cutting more at the top of the cylinder
Okay.
as opposed to the bottom of the cylinder. So what we want to do is we want to bring the block up
Okay.
just a half a rotation. So that moves this whole bar, brings the whole block up so that we have more overstroke on the bottom.
Okay.
Okay? And then if this continues, then we can do what's called dwell. And we can only dwell at the bottom, we can't dwell at the top.
Okay.
So this is still a little tight on the bottom. We're just gonna turn that on so it's stopped
Right.
rotating. And that's dwell.
Now on this block, I did have two pistons that the wrist pins felt like they were starting to seize up. So,
Usually from debris.
okay. Well, and that's definitely plausible because this is the engine that the bearings went south on the rod journal, and then went south to the point where they overlapped.
Fun bearings they create a lot of debris.
Oh, this thing had massive amounts of filings in the pan.
Says that we're at 25. We're just going to make a mental reference of that. It's not going to
Okay.
be 25, but we're just going to check the cylinder, see
Okay.
where we're at, and you can see the difference between the cylinder finish.
Oh yeah.
And this is very coarse, very rough,
Okay.
and that'll get a lot better because the diamond stones, they cut into that surface. These ridges hold the oil,
Okay.
so you want them to be there, but we'll finish the block out with different stones, and we'll get a different finish on the cylinder.
Okay.
So we're going to check. So our gauge up here said 25. We're closer to 35, and that's just because the pressure. And you can see how as that gauge goes down, trying to keep it straight, it's getting tighter at the bottom, which
Right.
is what we were seeing on the pressure gauge.
Okay.
So what we want to do is we want to bring the block up a little bit farther so that we're getting a nice straight cut. And that's why we double check. We just want to make sure that we're getting a good cut. Get the block set up properly first. It makes all the other cylinders go faster.
Okay.
So we're going to go up another half a rotation.
And everything's a half a rotation at a time.
Just so you know where you're at.
Right. But then once it's set up on this cylinder, everything over here pretty much stays the same.
Should be very close.
Okay.
Nothing's ever 100%.
Right. Okay. So it does still need to be checked periodically. Okay.
What you don't want to happen is you get down to almost finished size, and you're still 2,000 out on the bottom.
Oh gee.
Yeah, hard.
That'll cause a
Very,
sturdier
very
piston to
difficult.
drag.
Yeah, it'd be very difficult to fix that.
Okay, now I see we don't have a lot of movement on the gauge over here. What's that?
Because we're maxed out.
Okay.
Pressure, it's got so much pressure on the cylinder walls, so it's maxed out the gauge.
Oh, okay.
So what we're doing now is we're just cutting. I'll let it go here for another second. So here we're just slightly under 20. And you can see how sensitive the gauge is there.
Yeah.
So we got 5 thousandths difference at the bottom.
Okay.
So we need to go up. We're gonna go full rotation there.
Okay.
Since we're not making any headway here. There, we didn't take much out at the top, which is what we're looking for.
And we're pretty straight all the way to the bottom, it looks like.
Yeah, so we made some adjustments. I want a full rotation, then another half, and I dwelled at the bottom. So I wanted to correct that shape that we were getting, and that pretty much corrected it. So
Okay.
now we're much straighter in the cylinder. Now we're just going to fine tune it a little bit. You see the difference in the needle?
Oh, yeah.
So what we're seeing there is the change in direction from the bottom where it changes and moves. That's where you get the low bounce. But that cylinder is a lot straighter right now. And that's what we want. Pressure again. Is that just from the machine ratcheting up to? Yep.
Okay.
Every time it clicks, it's putting more pressure on the stones. So it clicks and rotates, it puts more pressure, and that's why your gauge is going up. So typically we want to start with enough pressure where we're around 60
Okay.
when you start it, and then it'll work itself up. But you're also generating heat at that time too. When it puts more and more pressure on it.
It's generating heat.
Yeah, so
And-
you can feel,
oh, I'm sure it's probably, oh, yeah.
and that's just from the friction. Down to 5,000. You always want to try to shut it off at the top of the stroke
Okay.
so that the cutting head gets out of your way so you can check the cylinder. So we're still about 7 thousandths.
So it's got a little bit to go still.
Yep, just a couple more thousandths. We're between 2 lines. Okay, it's really good. You can see as you go, you started at 60, it's starting to climb, but it's doing it on its own.
Right. You were telling me that ratchets up as every time it clicks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then there again, that.
So we're close enough to 5. We're going to have to do more to it, but we'll call that good for now.
Okay.
And then this is going to be yours. So
Okay.
a couple things. This moves. This
Okay.
side, just this one. It's got a little spring-loaded
Okay.
cleat on the backside.
And do you want to like
So
push
you wanna-
that in to get it down in the cylinder?
Yep. So you want to hold these together, and then this, it's heavy now. So when you pull it, it's going to get over center, and then you're going to, instead of pulling, you're going to be pushing. So as it comes down, you're going to start to feel it come over center. You're going to push up. See how it did that?
Right.
See how it moved? You start pushing up, and then place this. You just don't want to crash it.
Right.
And then put that into the hole. And then again, push back to get it started.
Okay.
We don't have pressure on the stones yet. And then pull this forward to get it to move. And then turn the wheel to get the stones to engage. And then stop it. Push that back.
Okay.
Unwind the wheel here. And then push up. Hold this. You're going to get dirty. So.
Oh, I don't mind dirt.
So, and then just again, so it doesn't smash onto everything, and then you can measure it. So we'll do
Okay.
it one more time. Over center, push up, put that in the hole, push this back to start it, pull it forward, into it, and then stop it, push that, unwind it,
Unwind it.
and then come up.
Okay.
Okay? Easy peasy?
Yeah, let me give it a shot here.
Okay.
Okay, so we start out and we hit the spring-loaded ones. Whoa, and I just crashed it. See what you mean? That thing can get away from you real quick.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
All the way down. All the way down.
All the way down.
There you go.
Okay.
And then push the black ball back. Pull it forward slowly. Lock it in. And turn the wheel. Let it pop up. There you go. So you get the 6 on the pressure gauge.
Big deal. Top of the stroke, about the middle.
Good.
Okay.
We'll check it every 5,000. How's that?
Okay.
So you know what's going on. Start at 40.
Okay. So 35, we want to. Stop it at the top of the stroke.
Hey Preston, how you doing?
Okay, now.
Back it off. What's that? Toyota, yeah. Yep. How's it looking?
It looks pretty true top to bottom.
Okay.
Okay, so then squeeze the stones. Down, be ready for that this time.
There you go.
Where it breaks over. Bring it down. Wires.
Looking good.
Okay. A little higher than 60.
Yeah, no, it'll go up by itself.
Okay.
The bounce, the needle looks real good for those.
Coming up on 30. Try to stop at the top. Shut it off.
Nope, it'll shut off when you lift it.
It'll shut off when I lift it.
You can just grab the bar so that it's not there. There you go.
So how many people have you taught how to do this?
Quite a few.
Really?
Yeah.
There's top of the stroke. Looks like about 7 thousandths.
Which is
Now, is it necessary to check it both directions?
when we're getting closer, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do it now too.
I'm seeing 7 thousandths. Now, the 7 thousandths is what's left to go.
No,
No?
you got to look at your gauge. We're going. So your gauge, we're going to 0.
Okay.
So that's 0 right there.
Okay.
So from there to there is where we're going. This is all the material we got to take out.
Okay. So
So we're
we've
at
still
30.
got 30 thousandths.
Yeah, about 33 thousandths.
Okay.
That's the material that's got to come out.
It's still got to come out.
Which is what it's telling you up top.
Okay.
If you stopped at 30, gauge is showing you 33.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's where we're watching. And we can adjust that up top, but that's going to give you an indication as to where, if you're getting closer or not.
Okay. All right. Well, that where it starts to get heavy, it comes quick.
Start it before you.
I add a little pressure.
Yep. 60. Back up. There you go.
Right there, we're
Yeah.
60.
See how good that needle is?
Yeah.
That tells you your cylinder's nice and straight.
Excellent.
Yeah, good job.
I always wanted to learn how to do this.
back off the wheel. There you go. Nice and like it. It's easier every time you do it.
I imagine it does.
It's just practice, that's all it is. What's your gauge telling you now? How many?
Yeah. Still trying to find the.
29?
Yep.
Cylinder straight?
Cylinder's nice and straight. Yeah, it's holding 29 real nice.
So this one go 10 thousandths. You're starting to get the hang of it, so we're going to take a little bit more material out of it.
Oh, okay.
So when you tighten the wheel down to where you're at 60 on the pressure gauge,
Back it off just a bit more.
that's gonna, you want to be, the number that shows up in the window there should be around 30.
Okay.
If it's not, we can adjust that.
Clockwise.
You feel it's starting to get tight.
Yep.
Not breaking.
Right about there.
We're at 60. Here you're at 30. Okay, so you were measuring 29. We're at 30, which is good. And we're at 60. So everything's coordinating. So if you take 10 thousandths here, when you get to 20, you're probably going to be only 5 thousandths different. Just because of the difference in the stone and the heat and all that other stuff. So let it go until it's 20 and then we'll check the heat check again. Okay. Coming up. Back it off a little. So you took almost exactly 5 thousandths.
Almost exactly. We're at 15.
25.
Okay.
Because you passed 20, it just gauge the way it reads. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Okay.
30, 35, 40.
Okay.
So we're at 25 thousandths left.
Okay, now we've removed a little bit more material side to side, not much, a couple thousandths.
A couple thousandths.
Yeah, well,
That's a lot.
yeah. Okay, so, yeah, I'm showing on the gauge here, 13 this way when I'm,
Let's see. I'm still good.
Still good?
Yeah. You want to try to hold this loosely so you're not manipulating the gauge.
Oh,
So
okay,
you can make,
okay.
You can make this go just by holding it wrong. So you
Okay, so
just cradle it and let it.
delicate and let it
Yep.
do its thing.
Yeah, it looks like it's fine.
Okay. Okay, so good practice to let the oil get flowing before you start the machine.
It's coming a lot of times. Fire pretty quickly. Let's pressure out.
So this time we're going to stop it at 20.
Keep it out of 15.
Like 15?
Still looking good.
Okay. So this isn't like an old lady car with 4 hours spent. 3-4 hours.
Not usually. It doesn't against you. It's all it takes is on.
Yeah.
A lot longer than it would be.
Well, yeah.
Because they're doing it all. So, yeah, the way that you're doing it, there's nothing wrong with it. It'll take you quite a while to do.
Okay, we're down to 15.
Back to stones off. Yeah.
Okay, hold it loosely.
Push it back. And then You got 10?
Yep.
Take her down to 5. And then go to the next cylinder.
Okay. I just don't want to break your stones. That's my main objective here. Okay, I'm gonna rotate that head. I've got the. There we go. Try this again. Get under it. So. Five is right there. Okay. Down to about 8. Yeah, I see that whenever I release it and back off, our reading up here is running fairly true with the gauge down here. Huh, okay.
No, don't start it with a tight. Back out.
Okay, now what I'm seeing here is that looks like it's down to about 7. Be true both directions. Okay, so how far this time?
Just take it down past, like, down to 3.
Down to 3?
Yeah. We're just gonna try to take the rest of that material out, get it to 5.
Back this off just a wee bit. Yeah, I imagine you've had a whole lot more practice at this than what I'm getting in just these few minutes here.
Oh, yeah. You'll be a pro by the time you're done.
I'm bringing it up to where it just bumps.
Yeah, and then back it out just a little bit, because you don't want pressure on the stones when you start it.
Okay. We want to take smaller and smaller increments as you approach the final bore size like this.
The different stones, okay, kind of stroke instead of watching the field. You change it after it gets 5. Back the stones off. There you go. Lift it up.
Okay, now I'm seeing about 5.5, 6, is that?
Six. Yep. So I would call that good because we got more to do. Just go to the next cylinder,
Okay,
turn
and
the wheel to the right, and then just line this up with the center.
the center, about right there.
There you go.
Now we're going to want to back that off quite a ways.
Yep, because you got to go back to the 40. Grab your, no, right here. Grab this first.
Okay, grab that first. So is it even going to fit in the hole with it where it's at, or do I need to back this wheel off first? Okay, now this time we're going to, when it bumps, back it off. There. Now, did we go that far with the first cylinder already? 5, yeah. Okay.
I was more plus they're hot, so it'll probably be like here for 6. Mine is like 5.5. They'll probably both be 7 or 8 when they cool off.
Stop at 35,
No, keep going. Go down to 20.
go down to 20.
Cut it straight.
So the slow is just to make sure that it's free.
The slow is to get you more accustomed to it.
Okay.
Repetition. That's easy. Muscle memory. Doing the same process over and over. The more you do it, the more ingrained you get in it.
Same thing with first, you know, 700 repetitions, we kept doing it correctly. Have it become ingrained with muscle memory. Yep. Okay, so we're going all the way down to 20. Whoa! How you doing? Come on in. You want to see that? You talk to me real quick. It's not paying very well either. Yeah. You would stop this when it gets to 20. We'll back it off and check it. Just like that. Back the wheel off. And steady this so it doesn't swing in and hit these. Stones.
And this is the boring?
This is the boring process.
Now. Well, this is a hone, a vertical hone, but
right there's my check it both directions. Right there's. Yep, it's holding nice and true. Okay, so how far do we take it this time?
take her down to 10.
Take her to 10.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm gonna go get your gas thing.
Okay. All right. And you know where the place is at, so
Yeah, Whitewood.
yeah.
Yep. Hey, I will be back.
All right.
When you come back, you can do this now too.
Oh, no.
No?
I don't mind observing, but
Okay.
it's a little beyond me.
Oh.
Yeah, that's my camera crew,
Oh.
my beautiful wife.
Yes.
Yeah, last night I was welding on a module that I'm building. Yeah, there's just one really wagons and pickups and stuff like that. 98 to keep it motor. It works the round and round motion. Let it take the back and forth motion of the air. Oh, okay. It hooks up to the table, so electric and modern and conventional leg wipers, Sturgis, they don't cable operated. So I'm just, taking what they've been done. You know, there's a market for it. It's out there. Oh, did all that hard work they did and sell it. Retiring himself to replicate it. Okay, so we're going all the way down. Okay, 10. Yeah, but there won't be another one up like it. Probably not. I don't know how many Willard wagons are going to have a 398 Hemi. That's so rough. Yeah, there's enough pressure on there, it won't let you pull it out. And I'm probably backing these stones out farther than I need to when I back up that wheel, aren't I?
Yeah.
hovering right around 17, but the cylinder's nice and true. Okay, so how far this time? 10 again?
I'll take her down to 5.
Take her all the way to 5. Get to where I can get hold of this easier. There we go. About 11 thousandths to 0. And then true both directions. Okay, so it's 5 again. Right there we are at 5 exact.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. Take her down to 5. Okay, good. All right.
So you got 27 thousandths to go to 0, so 22 to get to 5. Now my measurement that I was getting here when I turned 90 degrees seemed to be a little bit off. Is there something that I need to?
Let me check it for you.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. I don't want to. Looks pretty true that way. Still looking good?
Mm-hmm. Yep. All the way around looks good.
Okay, so take her to 10.
Yep, just keep going. You want to get it all the way down to 5.
Okay. Is this kind of like horseshoes and atomic bombs, or do we want to go all the way to exactly 5?
No. We'll flip the block, let that side cool off a little bit, and we'll come back to it.
Okay. Because I'm showing about 5.5, 6.
Okay.
Now I take it you got different degrees for in your cam lock there for.
Get this side set up. Should be fairly close, but we'll look at it. I'll do the first one like I did the other side.
Okay. Bringing an engine back from the dead.
There you go.
Using good stuff, not Stellantis garbage. Okay. Any problems getting the? No, I'm sure they did. Let me run out and check real quick. Just to make sure. It should be a 70-30 or a 75-25 minutes. Should be a brown bottle. That does go a lot faster with you doing it.
I've done probably 300 or 400 of these, so.
Oh, jeez.
Probably more than that. Probably 1,000.
Oh, I bet. Well, especially with the failure rate on these Gen 3 Hemis, I'm sure that. Well, I've done more than a fair share of them. Of course, if the Dodge mechanics are doing it, they throw them away. While you're measuring that, I'm going to change this camera angle. And of course, I'm probably never going to put every bit of this on video. That's not a good angle. Close enough for A-bombs and horseshoes.
We gotta come back to it anyway, so we'll go to the next one. That's fine.
Okay.
I like to let the block cool because we took so much material out of it.
Okay.
So let the block cool. We'll go back to the other side, take it down to 3. And
Okay.
we'll take this side down to 3, and then we'll start doing the finer grit stones.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's kind of a process.
It is a process, that's for sure.
You know, and it makes me wonder why everybody all over the internet is so concerned about taking this block to 40 thousandths when the OEM replacement parts people make 40 thousandths over pistons for it.
Not sure. What are they saying?
Well, they're saying that these particular Gen 3 blocks from up until you get to about 2017 that they were prone to a casting shift. And so some of the cylinder walls might not be uniform thickness.
Gotcha.
But yet everybody makes a 40 thousandths piston for them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
they did suggest, sonic testing, and if it had a thin spot, go ahead and punch it out and sleeve it. But I'm not putting any boost to this engine. It's just going to be naturally aspirated, and it's not going to be, a high RPM drag racing engine. This thing's low RPM torque, and so
Yeah. Should be fine. Some of the issues that they used to have back in the day with like 400s and 350s, and if you got a thin wall, that they would overheat. But the radiators and stuff that they run with these, I doubt you're going to have an issue with them.
yeah. Well, and I'm going to have to go with an aftermarket. And I was looking at the radiator that Jegs is selling that is only a 2-row radiator, but it's got highly oversized tubes. So they're saying that they're finding out that those cool better than a 4-core.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what they're advertising, and, I'm sure they've got some data somewhere to back it up.
Yeah.
And they also, an auxiliary cooling fan and an oil cooler wouldn't hurt this thing. So, I don't know. We're going to find out.
There you go. One way or another. For sure.
20 here. And then we'll stop and take a measurement. So this next step is we're going to cut this. Oh no, I'm sorry. We're not. We're going to take this down to 3,000s. So the cylinders are straight. We want to double check. Now remember I said the cylinders, they're probably 5.5, 6,000s. They probably are now, since they cooled off, probably around 7.
Okay.
So we're just going to double check that. Make sure they're all about the same. So that's 6, 6, 5.5. So we didn't get them too hot. 6.
Okay.
So the only one that's 5.5 is this one.
Okay.
But all of them are about 6,000s. So what we want to do is take it down to 3, which is right at the end of that red mark.
Okay.
And we want to make sure that they're straight, which they have been. Which I'm not concerned about that, because they've all been really consistent. Arrow's been going good. So good. Okay. So if you feel comfortable, go ahead and take this down with the roughing stone still. I'm going to take it down to 3.
3.
And at that point, even if it's 3.5, that's fine. And then we're going to take it from 3 down to 1.
Okay.
And then from 1 to 0. But that process will be 2 different stones. This will be 3 to 1, and then this will be from 1 to 0.
Okay.
So-
So it'll be a much smoother finish.
Yep.
and we're finishing the cylinders for the rings that you have. You have a moly ring. So we're going to put a nice surface on there that the moly ring can marry to.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect.
So go ahead and take those down to 3,
Okay.
and then we'll do a different process for the other stones.
Okay.
You're doing a good job too.
Oh, well, thank you. I sometimes wonder.
You're a real good job.
I mean, because it just seems like a whole lot of repetition.
That's what it is. I'm going to go ahead and set the 2-row thing back up and I'll
It takes several passes to get it down to 3.
You say you got it to 3?
I say I've got these 2 to 3, and this one I've got to go a couple more passes. It's not.
Give a splash a little bit.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
It'll cover you up a little bit there.
All right. So when you get down to this small of a amount that you're taking, about how long or how many passes roughly does it take to get down to 3 when you're like traveling from 6?
Depends on the pressure in the stone.
Okay.
Put a lot of pressure on it. It cuts faster. You get more heat. That's why we have to count strokes
Okay.
when we
Get down to the final.
yeah.
So it'll start showing me a little tension around 7. So we're not to the tedious part yet.
Not really. Getting there.
I'm showing 4. I want to have you double check this one. Almost seems like a little
on the
bit.
left.
What's that?
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. That's good.
Okay. Got ready to rotate the block then?
Time to do the same on
Do
this
her
side.
again.
Yep. And that one, let's dwell a couple times at the bottom. Looked like the needle was bouncing.
Okay.
Still got 1,000.
Okay. So what's the next step?
Next step is change the stones out, flip the block.
Repeat the whole process.
Well, this way we count strokes on this one.
Okay.
So this is where the pressure comes in real important,
Okay.
and the number of strokes. And that's going to tell you how much material you're taking out based on the number of strokes.
Okay.
So we'll come over here. We should be around 3 thousandths. Double check our cylinders here. So it's 4. Okay, so about 3.5. Okay, 3.5. We don't have any crazy. Okay, that looked pretty good. Now we're going to put this in. Now these are, they're 525 stones,
Okay.
which core, I think it's like 180 grit or something like that. And we're going to take this coarse finish down to a finer finish, and you'll see the difference here in a
Okay.
second. Strokes right there.
Wow.
So you can see the difference.
That's starting to look more like a finished cylinder.
Go ahead and feel the difference.
Oh yeah. Yeah, much more like a finished cylinder.
Now these grooves are important because have you ever heard of anybody doing what they call a profilometer?
No.
So what it is it's a machine that actually checks the profile of the scratches in the cylinder wall.
Oh wow.
So it measures your valleys and your peaks, and it literally has a diamond on the end of it, and it drags it across the surface. And that tells you how deep your scratches are in your cylinder wall. I don't have a profilometer, but what you're feeling is that difference.
Okay.
So these deep scratches are still there from the diamond stones. What we're doing is we're taking the peaks off the valley.
Okay.
Okay, and that's why it's so much smoother. And we do this, we take it down to 3 thousandths because we want those deep valleys to be there in order for it to retain oil, when it's
That all
in
makes sense.
normal operation. These finer stones, they take the tops off of the ridges, the peaks off of those deep valleys. And you'll notice this isn't it's very big, but even that picks up the peaks and valleys because you can see the needle
You can
bounce.
see the needle bounce.
So watch when you do this. That needle
Smooth.
doesn't bounce as, yep. So that's not picking it up as much. So we're 3, and that you got to remember how many strokes it is. So we took about 1/2 thousandths and 12 strokes at 60.
Okay.
So we're going to go another, we'll probably go 16 strokes on this one. And we took right at 1 thousandths out.
Okay.
So what we're seeing here now is we're getting about a half thousandths taper this way. So we're going to go down a full revolution because we're getting so close. And I'm going to go lighter on the pressure, take a little bit off, more off the top. So about 40 pounds. Yeah, right about 50. So it's not cutting as much on the bottom, it's cutting more at the top.
Check this camera.
So when we go to put the cylinder or the piston in, the rings, we want this edge just to be broken so that the rings go in easier.
Okay, yeah, because I felt a little bit of a.
Yeah.
Hopefully the phone will be back up where I can show that on the other side.
Show this?
Yeah, because we still got a little bit more to go, so.
Okay, I'll hold off on that then.
No, don't worry about that. I'm going to try to get a different camera. This is my oldest. It's been dropped off the side of the Jeep. I don't know how many times. It still works, but it's. Yeah, you can see how it's been dropped. It's been run over. It's perfect. It's recording. I've got a camera. Using this camera, I might have to do a bunch of audio correction, but I'm okay with that.
The voiceover shit?
Well, not even voiceover. I can go in. I use a editing program called Resolve, and I can clean up a lot of bad audio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Equalization and auto leveling. And these cylinders have been done to second stage.
Yep. To the 525s.
Okay.
So we're right at about, or right around 1,000s.
Okay. And here again, you're counting the strokes, not.
Mm-hmm.
telling me that with the 392 BGE block, they can go big with those 440, 472 cubic inch. Bigger depending on how crazy you want to get with them.
Sure. You've heard of Dakota Custom?
Yeah.
We use their strokers before they could get the crate engines.
Right?
So we built a couple of those for them. Those are fun projects.
Oh, I'll bet.
Yeah. They make some crazy horsepower. The installation is just impresses me. They really go out of their way to make it look factory. They do a really good job.
For what they charge for doing those conversions.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money. But I guess there's a lot of people that do it. He said that they ship those things all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not the only outfit that does them too. There's a lot of companies that
Yeah, America's Most Wanted 4x4. They do of course, they've got them on their lot. You can just walk on their lot and buy them.
yeah.
And one of their children they run on the drag strip.
It's impressive what they do with them.
I haven't seen any of these blades up yet.
Usually the lighter pressure will blaze and go quicker. The stone's cutting in the fluid. It usually,
And flush itself.
yeah.
And I imagine it's a lot easier to take it out a little at a time than it is to put it back if you go too far.
There's a little wiggle room in there too because you're adding heat to the block.
Right.
When it cools, it contracts. This one will probably have a half thou tight. And I'll just brush it in the morning and then it'll be done.
When you say brush it, that's with the honing brush?
No, I'll just run this 625 stone again.
Oh, okay.
Take a half out. There's 3 or 4 strokes. So that'll be done.
Okay. Well, if nothing else, me learning the process allowed you a little time to turn a flywheel and
Inventoried all your parts. Well done for customer.
Well, those cylinders are looking pretty. All right.
Put it on the side, let it cool. Get it one time in the morning, and then we'll take it out. We'll put the main bolts in it, torque everything. We'll check your main bore,
Okay.
make sure that that's good. We'll wash it, prep it for assembly.
Okay. Now, when do we like change the cam bearings and stuff like that, or is
Do
that
tomorrow?
tomorrow? Okay.
Yep. Cam bearings.
You got those.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'll do them because this is a hard block to do.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. If it was like a 350 Chevy or something.
Or an old Ford FE or something
Yeah,
where they're
give you a
staggered
shot at 'em.
sizes, but
But yeah, these are kind of difficult to put in.
okay. All right.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome.
Did an awesome job, man.
Hey,
Proud
thanks
of
for
you.
teaching me.
You bet.
This is some amazing stuff. I love this stuff.
Cool.
So.
I certainly am happy about that.
Oh, I drive my wife nuts with it. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, she likes old cars and she likes, off-roading and stuff like that, but not all the time.